Hi, I'm going to tell you a bit more about the SubSix today and show you what it's like when you're applying the same effect on each string. So if you've got 6 channels of guitar audio, you might think, oh yeah, I can have a delay on one, a fuzz on another, a phaser on another, and you get some really interesting wacky effects. But this having the same effect, and the effects we're going to use today are compressors, fuzzes, some EQ and reverbs, all applied in slightly different ways, but in such a way that they kind of really bind the sound of the guitar together and make it sound like one instrument, but kind of with a twist that kind of opens up some more creative avenues and interesting audio artifacts that perhaps you wouldn't immediately expect, I suppose. So let me first of all just play you what the guitar sounds like, this gold foil pickup. And that's just going straight in, there's no amps or anything. And if I mute that, that's just the SubSix. So all 6 channels panned right in the middle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a compressor, well, 6 compressors on the 6 strings, and straight away you can really hear them pop, and you can hear that they've got loads of sustain. I'm really making the compressors work quite hard there, and it's a nice effect because you get like a real chimey kind of bell-like percussive effect on each note, rather than if you were to apply a compressor on just this pickup, you wouldn't get the same transient, the same attack on each note. So that's one advantage. You can get this lovely bell sound. And now I'm going to spread those strings out. So let's apply a bit of panning. Let's have the E's hard left and right. And as I strum a chord, you can hear each one of those chimes move across from left to right. And that's kind of fun doing it like that. You could mix it up and you could have the E and the A hard left and right, and then just do them in pairs, gradually getting closer towards the middle. And that gives a different effect again. Or you could have the B and the E. Let's do that. Let's do B and E, hard left and right. And then gradually moving in as we go down. So the bass is now closer to the middle, which I guess makes most sense for a kind of a balanced mix. E and A in the middle, slightly left and right. The G and the D a little bit wider. And the B and the E hard left and right. It's kind of like if you're recording a drum kit, or you're mixing a drum kit, and you're like, where do the toms go? Do we make it look like the drummer is, as the drummer is looking at them, do they go there and there? Or do we put them hard left and hard right to give some extra dramatic impact when that fill comes? So yeah, I mean, it all comes down to taste and kind of just how what the song dictates it needs to be. There's no right or wrong way, but there's a lot of like fun creative choices that you can make when you've got 6 channels of guitar audio to play with. So that's you're just hearing a compressor there now. Now we're going to put this great thing about so many DAWs now is that they've got just loads of good effects that are really, really easy to set up and apply. So we've got this ridiculous looking candy fuzz. So let's turn that on, just on the low E there. And we're going to apply that all the way across the guitar. It's a bit ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, it sounds great. It's a lot of fun. We've got loads and loads of gain with the compressor and with the fuzz pedal. It's noisy, but it's not ridiculous for what are 6 single coil pickups. So I'm going to put a low pass filter on each one of these strings. It's going to get rid of quite a lot of that noise, but also it's going to kind of, well, you'll see what it sounds like. Suddenly it feels like we're underwater. And you can fine tune these each string by string. So let's just take a bit of that off. And we've still got the width and the panning. Loads and loads of sustain. And I'm just going to put, we've got this summed bus here, so I'm going to put that some reverb on that. Maybe just take that, make that a little bit shorter. And now I'm going to bring back in the Super Pro, this gold foil pickup, and we'll give that a bit of amp modeling. So what we've got now is we've got like a real organy sound from the Sub Pro going through our compressors and fuzzes and EQs, and then we've just got a fairly normal guitar sound coming from this pickup through an amp modeler. I'm just going to bring down the SubSix a bit. It's a bit overbearing. And that's starting to become a really nice sound. I've got just a stereo reverb on the bus there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that off, and these reverbs here, I've actually got. I'm changing the distance on each string. So as you go down the guitar, the strings are becoming progressively closer. Which kind of makes it sound like the high strings are closer to you and the low strings are further away. Still a bit loud. One of the great things about having isolated sound from individual strings is if you do want to zoom in on one particular string and just apply an effect that you think is going to elevate the mix there, you can drill in on that. So let's just take a look at this low string. Let's isolate that, mute everything else. I've got this running through an EBS octabass. So there's the string on its own, and then with a sub-octave applied. This is an analog octave pedal, and it really just sounds so much better than the plugins. And for me, I much prefer it to like a POG or something like that, a digital octave pedal. It's immediate. It's got a good amount of punch to it, and yeah. It's got a great sound. Let's just roll in a little bit of the dry signal there. And now let's hear that in context with the rest of the mix. You know what? I think I prefer the reverb just on the bus. we've got the strings panned really wide. Let's just hear that. That's in mono, and that's wide. It's just so much more dramatic, and it makes you feel like you're inside the guitar. I love the stereo. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many different ways you can go with it. You can fall down multiple wormholes. It's enormous fun, and I mean, this is just one place you could end up. So yeah, get your SubSix on. Plug it into Logic or Reaper or whatever you've got, and yeah, just start applying effects one by one. It's really, really good fun. Thanks a lot.